the rotator, not on passive, my rotator. I'm not sure what happened. Anyway, we're on all the YouTube channels. You just know that, so go there. That's still going. We just don't have the link. I got to figure out what happened to it. No big deal. It happens every year or so. I've had it
Mm.
like 10 years. It works pretty well, usually. Anyway, thank you for being here. Another 360 month is half over. Believe it, a little bit more than half over. Things are cranking. Red's going to do a play by play of what happened last week. And what happened last week is pretty powerful. What happened the last, oh my God, 6 months is pretty powerful. There is, I wanted to point out, a new video out from Supercars Magulus. It's beautiful. It's unbelievable video. I think it's so cool. Not very long, but it's really cool. I love those cars anyway. I'll never have one. I won't fit in one, but they're really cool, coolly engineered. Anyway, couple things we are working on. I want to emphasize again, as you see in the ticker at the bottom, everything that's going on. Let's remember, this is a company that's never been done. They're working with things that's never been done before. There was no blueprint for OnPassive. Nothing. OnPassive was the first of its kind, and they had to build it and go as they went. You couldn't go, so I'm going to do exactly what Amazon did. I'm going to do exactly what this person did. That's not going to work because we're not exactly like anyone. We're many products. We're all over the world. And we didn't start where some companies wind up 15, 20 years later. In fact, most companies never reach the size that we are now in their entire life of their company, ever. You can go look it up. And some of the ones that we know as the big dogs now, Apple, it's like $1 trillion company, more than a trillion, almost two. But when they started, they were $1,000 company, okay? And things gradually build up. When you gradually build up, it's a different animal. But when you start off with not a horse, but a unicorn, it's a different story. And you have to modify something that's never been done. Could you imagine you go to your bank, say, yeah, I want to make a deposit. Okay, 20 million. I mean, it's going to blow them away. You just we gotta modify things until we become self-sufficient. And remember, keep in mind, no matter what you're thinking, what you might think, what might be going through your head, if you don't know this by now, it's the most important thing I can say to you. Ash Mufara, he's got our back. He didn't have to, he elected to. He volunteered to take all the crap. He's the front line of the war by himself, paying the bill, forging ahead, paying everyone, opening offices all over the world, signing up deals and partnerships with everybody that matters for for our behalf. So don't worry. This train has not just left the system, it blew out of the system, okay? It's a bullet train, it's a rocket right now. And don't worry, you don't have to say, we need this and I'd like it. No kidding. They know they want it more than we do. Like I said, things are moving. Hold on one second, everybody. I have to read this text.
So whilst Marty's reading that text, I'll just fill in. We've got 7 days in review coming your way very shortly. I'll be bringing all that, what's been happening over the last 7 days in OnPassive. Obviously, I've been away for a couple of them, but I've been doing a bit of research to make sure that I'm well up to date with what has been going on. So I shall be bringing you up to date with that in a moment once Marty has finished reading his text. Hopefully, fingers crossed, it is from a very important person, and that would be really nice. You ready yet, Marty?
Yeah, yeah. I'm waiting for a second feedback. It is from a very important person, the president of the United States.
I
No,
didn't. I didn't text you.
it is, yeah, it is asked, but he's asking me some questions. But I'll let you know whatever else he does.
Okay, cool.
Anyway, by the way, we were going to No Connect, but they're working on it. In fact, that's part of the text from Ash. it makes sense now why I couldn't get in. It's a good thing, by the way, powerful thing, but I'm not saying it until he says something. Anyway, so like I was saying, because this is a hybrid of something we've never seen, look, it's new to me, it's new to Red, it's new to Ash, it's new to because we're treading on area and land that nobody's done. You can't look over to Fred and say, hey, when you got to this point, what did you do? Nobody's ever been at this point. We created a whole new game. We got a new game. We got the new law. We're dealing with different countries. In fact, even explaining on passive to a lawyer, even to a government, they're going, "What the freak are you talking about? You want to do what?" That seriously, it's not what people think. If it was average, we'd be in an average company. Hold on 1 minute.
So whilst he's reading his second text from a very well-known person, we shall fill in, myself and Chris. Chris is getting himself all geared up as well for his trip around the United States. As you well know, he has got himself a brand new RV. This is courtesy of 40 years worth of work that he's put in with the various Ford Motor Companies, and I also believe Mitsubishi as well. Was it Mitsubishi? Mazda. That was the one. I know it was a foreign company as well. So he is planning a pretty big route around the United States, not only to see the sites, but more importantly to visit and hook up with as many founders as possible. So if you are friends with Chris on his social media, keep an eye out, because he will be loosely plotting his journey around the United States. I believe he's going to be heading south first to get some of that nice warm air under him. So if you are in the south of the United States, then be warned. Chris, hey Johnson is on his way to see you. It would be great to see as many pictures to see Chris and the rest of the founders. I personally know how important it is to meet founders, not only from my point of view of meeting them, but also for them. It really makes it all real. You know, we sit in front of these cameras every single day, bringing updates and talking about on passive, and we forge big relationships with many people out there over the years, and to actually physically meet somebody in person is pretty amazing thing. So Chris will be doing that. I'm sure Chris, you want to talk a little bit about it before you go back to Marty DeGarmo. Over to you, Chris.
Yeah, I was getting text also from that big guy. I'll let Marty continue that. This is a perfect time for me. Is I had the pleasure today, because I haven't heard her in a while, to talk to Tanya on passive. That lady with the funny last name. She's doing really good. She's not 100%. She wants to thank every one of you from the prayers. I say keep praying for her. She's not 100% yet, but she's getting there. Give her a little rest. I think she's been jumping in a little bit, doing a little bit here and there, and she can't necessarily keep going. She needs rest. So I told her, take a break. Take a break. I also want to wish a happy Diwali. I think I said it right, Diwali, to all that celebrate that. India, Bangladesh, and whoever else. Happy Diwali to you. Some prayers. I want to reach out to Wilton Bryson's family, his niece. Some pretty horrific things happen in their family. Ask for prayers there in Jamaica. And anyone that knows William that might want to help him with some things, call him and let him know. There was also another lady that sent me this morning, and her name is Joanne Larson Oglin. Her son passed away. He was very young, and she's asking for prayers for her family. Good-looking kid. And from all of the Impassive family, Joanne and Wilton, our condolences to you. What else did I have to say? I was happy to talk to Tanya. She was text me. Oh, no, I'm calling her. I want to hear. And she's got a heavy accent, but I love it. And I had a really good time with her. Where'd Marty go?
He's probably chatting on the phone now. So if you want to, Chris, I can do the 7 days in on passive.
Go for it, man.
So let's get you up to date then with what has been happening for the last 7 days in OnPassive. So let's go all the way back to Wednesday of last week, when guess what happened? We had OnPassive 360 and our CEO Ash Mufareh turned up towards the end of the 360, if you remember. We'd been on about an hour when he came on. It was a fleeting visit. He was very busy. He jumped in between some meetings, and he graced us with his presence just to bring us up to date with what was happening more than anything. That was on November the 8th of last week. And he was just updating us, was really for where things are sort of heading as far as OnPassive is concerned for the remainder of this year. And if you remember from the previous week before that, he asked us three here a question of how do you own the internet? And he went back over this a little bit last week as well. And he wanted to reiterate what really is the way to own the internet. And he said it really is those major pillars that you need to own the internet. And say again? Oh, sorry. One is to have your own ecosystem, and that is a single sign-on environment. We call it the OnPassive ecosystem, your OES. This is where you will go to have all access to all of the products and services of OnPassive. We've got that. That's in the bag, and we've been using that for a very long time now, and it's super easy to navigate. It has all the information. It has tutorials. It has PDFs, manuals that you can download for every single product is there. And it's all really easily navigable in one place. He said the other thing you need, obviously, is control of your own payment processor and the monetization of the money for going in and going out. He was saying that this is going to be done by the end of the year. Now, one thing I will say about this is that this does not mean that we have got to wait to the end of the year before we will be able to use the payments for our products of OnPassive. As Marty and Chris were saying early on today, he is trialing different payment processors and things at the moment, and small windows of opportunity to pay with your cards have been opened. They get opened for a couple of hours and closed, and then they analyze if they're suitable, feasible, all the rest of it. And this will continue for the short term, and we will have a working solution in the short term before we move towards the latter part of this year, where we will have our own payment gateway. And this really is the thing, in my opinion, that is most important for us. It means that we have full control over any money going in or going out of OnPassive. We don't have to be accountable from a third party for volumes, for charges, etc. We control all of that. And the last thing that we need to own the internet, he said, was our own data center. Now, he did specify that this is not going to be with us by the end of this year, but the first quarter of next year. And this will then give us the ability to host our own domain names, to host our own websites, and have full control of everything, Verify, the KYCs. So we have no reliance whatsoever on any outside influences. As you well know, at the moment, we use AWS services, as many, many companies do. Not only will we be hosting the whole of OnPassive ourselves through our own data centers, but we'll also be outsourcing as well. This means that other companies can come in and use our data services. This is a big deal, guys, for OnPassive. If you ever want to look up about Amazon and how their revenue comes in, most people think that Amazon makes its main revenue from delivering packages. Well, I can tell you now that around 55 to 60% of its revenue come from AWS services. So thinking how big Amazon is with how we know it behind the scenes, roughly 50% comes from AWS services, and we're going to be in that domain as far as web data hosting is concerned. Also, he said that this is what we're on track to own the internet, and obviously I talked to you about coming in the early part of 2024. He said that when we have the new data centers, we're also going to reveal to you 3 more locations across the globe. So the early part of 2024, he actually wants to wait until they are staffed and kitted out before it's revealed. So that's going to be the early part of next year. He said it's not an easy thing to do, but if we are going to own the internet, then this has to be done. He also then talked a little bit last week about the event in Sharm el-Sheikh, which was the Egyptian African conference, the 26th, and we had a massive part in that. And this is a huge deal, guys, as far as collaborations are concerned. Already we have had 2 countries that have approached OnPassive through this that want to know more, specifically for OConnect and OTracker. So it is a massive deal as far as that is concerned. So that all happened on Wednesday, when we saw our CEO Ash Mufareh. On Thursday and Friday, Marty, Chris, and myself did recaps of what went on the Wednesday from our CEO. And then Saturday and Sunday was all pretty quiet as far as things within the back office was concerned. Monday, we normally have a brand new website, but this was actually was deferred till the Tuesday. Myself and Jane did a Monday Fun Day on Monday. I hope you had a chance to see that. That was great fun as always, and we gave, well, Jane gave quite a graphic, detailed update of the cruise that we were on with my parents, and we got caught in the storm. Tuesday, then we had a new website, and in fact, actually Monday also, towards the end of Monday, we had a tweet from our CMO Mohammed Nassal. They were hosting, or they were part of a conference in Dubai. Another collaborations, more signings, and he did a very good speech about OnPassive and about how we are forging forward in technology and about what we are trying to do. If you have a look at that video, it's on Twitter. It's been posted all over social media as well. Have a look at how many tables are in the background there. This was a big event and an awful lot of people were there. Again, we keep on saying time and time again, the amount of work that OnPassive do behind the scenes that we don't even know about or see, every single thing that they do is benefiting us as affiliates in OnPassive. Mark my words, they are working on our behalf. We might not see it personally, but I can assure you we will be the beneficiaries of it further on down the line, because of the collaborations, because of the work they're doing behind the scenes with various companies, countries, businesses, and individuals. We will reap those rewards. So that was on Monday, and also Tuesday, we had a brand new website. Really like this website. We've got a different scrolling action for it. It is a left to right scroller. If you page down, that will do exactly the same. There's 2 arrows. But again, it is aimed at businesses or how OnPassive can help you individually with their products and services. I like this one. This will be a good one, in my opinion, to share out, because it has the join the ecosystem on that front page there. When we get that link for this page in our ecosystem, obviously that will be linked to you and you can share it out and people can join your organization through that as well. Again, I'm going to reiterate what I keep saying. The About Us section on these onpassive.com websites are gold. If you want to try and explain what OnPassive is all about, send somebody to onpassive.com and tell them to click the About Us link at the top of the page. It is all there written for you by the company to explain exactly what OnPassive is, what their vision is and what they're trying to achieve, alongside all the products and services as well. If somebody is interested at that stage, then obviously you can direct them through your affiliate link to sign up into the ecosystem, and they'll be part of your organization. Christopher, that is it. 7 days in on passive. Here we are on a Wednesday. Back to you, my friend.
Okay. I do want to tell everyone thank you very much. The window of yesterday, I don't know, it was 7, 8, 9, 10 hours. I'm not sure. And everyone did really good. As you well know, last time we kind of crashed the system where a lot of red flags went out because a lot of money was going from there to there to here to there. And I appreciate everyone that followed directions this time. They wanted to go out organically. They don't want everyone. Notice we didn't post anything out. We wanted to go. They find out and they put in. And I had people, which I love, text me, Chris, I just got one of my positions filled. Great. When can I do the next one? I said, wait an hour. And they did this, and everyone followed that pattern, and it worked out for the better. And you, like I said, what you heard what Red says, they're doing some trials right now to see. There is no problems. Everything is falling forward. I did have a discussion with one of the groups today, putting certain things in these groups that shouldn't be there. Let's keep business out of these groups. You want to chat and have fun, that's great, but I'm going to tell it straight up. We have moles in a passive. We have founders that for some reason don't like a passive anymore, and they like taking our stuff and twisting it and turning it and saying lies. So be aware of that. Be aware of what you're saying, and have a conscience. This is the greatest company in the world, and I'm going to keep saying that, but I don't like what I'm seeing in the groups. Keep the business section out of it and just talk amongst yourself. Marty, are you ready yet? Go ahead.
Yeah. As ready as I can. No, he's joking around. Here's what we're going to do, everybody, if you can hear me. Ash has started a O-Connect. The O-Connect that I started, because I didn't clear out my cookies, I can't start a new one. And in order to start clear out my cookies, I got to get off here. So instead, Ash said he'll start one, and we can do 360 part 2. Then he said, or even 3 if you want. But anyway, let's do part 2 anyway. So he's going to send me the link. I'll get you guys the speaker, and then I'll put the attendee in the back office, and then maybe I'll get him to post in the pop-up, the attendee link. Okay. All right. I'll see you guys. Sorry, everybody. This is what we do. Chris.
They have no idea. No idea.
Yeah, I know, but it's great news. So
absolutely
winning, as they say, we are always winning.
And wait till I show you. No, never mind. Anyway, I'll see you all.
All right.
Bye.
See ya.
Wow. Oh, it's fun in the neighborhood.